Hello, my name is Victor. The old news is I'm the guy that pulled the Jesus alarm. And let me just tell you that Jesus is a parable. It's a story of a spiritual awakening that is going on collectively, but it's also a personal experience that you have to go within yourself to find out that not only is Jesus the Son of God, but so are you, the son and daughter or daughter of God, right? So pull that alarm basically saying, I'm Jesus, coming back, telling you what Jesus would tell you, which is just that. And how would you describe God as love? And that's something you got to experience because just talking about it doesn't do it any justice, right? So anyway, so that's done. That's been old news, and you can see this has been years in the making and getting to this point. Now, a lot of people will not like that because of a lot of stories told about this character. And this is a character because this person is based on someone that actually existed, and this is what I'm postulating. And that message is back here now in the form that you see in front of you. There has been a spell, you can say, and this breaks the spell. What is this? This is just the truth. All right. So you can either believe it or not believe it and all that stuff, but I'm just telling you what I'm doing. All right. And this is what I'm doing. All right. So part of what I'm doing is not talking about this dang on alarm, not talking about Jesus and all this stuff, because that's a whole rabbit hole that I don't even want to talk about. So Jesus is back and doesn't want to talk about religion because I wasn't talking about religion the first time, right? So, but people want to talk about the spell. Let's talk about the spell. Uh, Also, think about what's outside the spell as well. The 100-degree challenge is what I'm going to show you. So what is Jesus doing? You know, it's not just about, hey, I'm Jesus, everybody just chill out. You know, we messed the planet up. What is the plan? What's the plan, boss? I'm not saying I'm the boss of anything, but Jesus is just the guy that says, hey, we can win this game and shows you the play. So part of the play is the 100-degree challenge. What I'm going to do is this is spiritual common sense. So imagine a time traveler that's ahead of your time, definitely back in the day when Jesus was talking, because he couldn't explain it like I can explain it now. There wasn't the internet. There wasn't these concepts that could better articulate an experience. And you still have to have your own experience. So nowadays you can capture your own words. Back then a lot of the people were illiterate, all this stuff. So it's different now. So what I'm showing you is what Jesus would do. You know, action, spirituality and action. So I'm trying to get to this side. So when we're done talking about that, any questions, let me know. And I'll put out a nice little wager. And, you know, I try to calculate the odds. I can't prove to you that I'm Jesus, but I say I got a 4.54% chance of being Jesus, where the average person, and I say average because what I'm doing is not special. Jesus was nobody special. Part of his gift was communicating and being able to go deep within himself, bring information back to his peoples, the lay peoples. He wasn't religious, pious, anything. He was on the ground. He was boots on the ground. He was one of the underdogs. So one of the underdogs, the average for that, that's all I am, is what 0.7045%, right? So these are just my odds, and I love to be proved wrong. So there's 2.2 billion Christians on the planet, so I just got a nice little friendly wager, and we'll just do $1. You know, I'm not saying it's $1 billion or $1 trillion because I don't have that kind of money, but I'll bet you $1 that you can't produce someone that's doing more, and this is just a little small piece of it, has a higher percentage of being Jesus now by the end of this year, by Christmas, right? And you know, the 100-degree challenge and all of the stuff that I'm presenting are my words and teachings as being Jesus, knowing no one will believe and not wanting to be repeating things. Any new questions we'll answer, and we'll make a repository of all of this stuff, because we're going to prevent what happened in the past of someone's teachings being hijacked by religion from happening again. That's part of the reason why it's happening now, because you can capture all of this stuff. And this is before deep fakes come in and all of that. So there'll be a way to authenticate it to a degree, but they'll get to the point where the spell will be broken and they won't try to use religion to control us anymore. They won't be able to. We'll vibrate at too high of a level. And that's part of this shift. So again, 100-degree challenge is my spiritual common sense. The time traveler goes into the future and realizes that the way that they get along, the way that they see each other is fundamentally different than what we're doing now, and it's just based on more truth that we knew back in the day. The 100-degree challenge is spiritual common sense, and I break that down, and that's what we can discuss. That's what we will discuss. And this is going to be what I consider a fast track to questioning who you are, and that allows you to break out of your own spell, your own spiritual binding, your own limitations that you put on yourself, right? So that's what we're about, breaking limits. So I've done this before where I've talked publicly. You'll see that on the site, VikterBang.com. Victor Bang stands for Victory Over Noise. You'll see that on the site. And each one of these is basically what I call a pulse, where we would basically, I say basically a lot, we'll show the 100-degree challenge, we'll answer questions, any new questions, we'll build a repository, because we're going to a specific point to change and leapfrog all the rabbit holes that they have down here to keep us from really getting to knowing ourselves, right? So these are the places that I've already been to, a set of probabilities: Florida, Southwest, Pensacola, West Coast. Right now I'm in the quote-unquote Bible Belt. Synchronicity is going to bring out a few East Coast, and just, there'll be some wild cards thrown in. The Truman Show is my reality show, right? Okay, I'm saying I'm this Jesus, Vikter, Michael character, and I'm just going to say Michael Vikter Bang. I'm not going to bring Jesus back into it, because I don't want to give energy to the character that they created that is part of the spellbound thing we got going on. So when they start to acknowledge the truth behind it, then I'll say Jesus or something like that, but I'm just telling you where I'm operating from. But you can say Michael. Michael is an angel, an archangel, someone that wields a sword of truth and just makes quick little cuts and gets rid of belief systems. So no one's going to get hurt. This isn't about violence or anything like that. But feelings may get hurt if you identify with your feelings. But part of the 100-degree challenge is to show you that you're not your feelings. So when or belief system, so when they get challenged, it's not challenging you as a divine being. That's the truth that's coming out. Anyway, this is where I'm going to go. The Truman Show is just this camera following this whole journey, showing you all of this in the public's eye. There's not many people on this side of the camera claiming to be what I'm claiming, doing what I'm doing, and have done what I've done for this amount of years with this same amount of awareness as part of the mission. And I can explain it to you in detail, and I'm trying to keep these short. So you're going to see this on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, among other ways online. Saya, Spirituality in Action, is basically what they would have incorporated from the movie Black Panther, the outreach program for Wakanda. So imagine a Black Panther talking about Wakandan spirituality and having a center to show you that, which empowers you, and the creations from that center are what sustain it. So you're not looking for outside anything. So this is what we're installing here. The production arm of Saya is BMP, that does the music, that does the movies. And an example of the music would be Saya, the album that just came out, now showing the first album. I have a mixtape out, Something to Hate. So you get ideas of what we can do musically. I've been doing music for a while, and I can create a whole lot of things and not put them out. And I got a collection that I'll show you of things that I'm going to start putting out to help fund Saya, right? So the way it works is you create something like a song, you market that song, people like the song, people stream it or whatever. The revenue from that song helps fund the studio that creates the song, and it becomes a self-sustaining kind of thing. And Saya is all about enlightening and educating in an entertaining way, and BMP is part of the entertaining part. Finding Carlos is going to be a sci-fi film, which really isn't sci-fi, but it's just the easiest way to explain what's really going on the deeper sense. This stuff that I'm talking about here is just basic stuff. Illegal Alien is the album that I'm coming out with, just from an artist standpoint. aside from the whole matrix engineer, just me being creative, and it's going to spread some possibilities open. So didn't try to make this long, but I think that explains what you're going to see, what I'm going to be doing, and the whole intent is to get to you. You're the link between science and religion. Get out of your belief systems and get into knowing and your own experience. All right, y'all. That's it. Peace.